Broderick takes strike one on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Broderick entering play at .346 and a .433 on-base percentage with 3 RBIs and 7 runs scored. He fouls this one off, and it is 2-2. The 2-2 is skied into center field. Shortstop and center fielder converging, and it's a sliding catch by the center fielder, Evan Slight, and there are 2 down. And that'll bring up Max Meyer, the pitcher. Meyer, for all his great work on the mound, just as good in the batter's box. Team high 8 RBIs, 9 runs scored, and a .381 batting average with a .519 on base percentage. It's a two-seam fastball that comes back over the plate for strike one. Jake McOsker, the Holy Cross commit, leaves it outside for ball one. This is chopped to the right side, fielded there by the second baseman, John Hadley, and it is a very quick 1-2-3 inning for McOsker and Belmont Hill. After one complete, no score, this is NEPSAC Baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start just $100 per game. Also ask LSP about streaming your next gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, school play, meeting, or other event. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. We apologize for the connection issues at the start of the broadcast, folks, and we had to restart the wireless hotspot. But we should be good to go now, and you know this game will be broken up into 2 videos since that's the way YouTube works. But like I said, we should be good to go now. We've cleared the cache or whatever it is on the tablet, and yeah, so 2 strikeouts in the top of the first for Max Meyer. He's retired 17 of his last 19 batters by way of the K. 17 of his last 19 outs, I should say. Hasn't retired 19 batters in a row dating back to his last game. Just 17 of his last 19 outs via strikeout. And worked around a 1-out single, a 1-out walk, and a balk in that sequence in the first inning. Meanwhile, a easy 1-2-3 inning, 2 ground outs, but kind of a tough catch made by Slight in center field, sandwiched between those ground outs. And that is the story of the first inning. Here's Michael O'Brien, the catcher for Belmont Hill, to lead off the top of the second. 6, 7, and 8 due up for Belmont Hill: O'Brien, Walsh, and Tessino. Righty against righty here for the first batter of the top of the second, and that curveball is down and away for ball one. Third baseman Gonzalez in on the grass and maybe anticipating a bunt here from O'Brien, but not on that pitch. That's another breaking ball down and away, and it is 2-0. Meyer still having a hard time getting the feel for both his primary pitches, really, the two-seam fastball and the curveball. He's going to try fastball here, and he'll pop it up into foul ground, and that gets out of play. And went over the white line despite the catch by the first baseman, McLaughlin. There are some pretty well-defined white lines across the facing of each dugout, or bench in this case. So a tough break there for McLaughlin. Tough break there for O'Brien, for Meyer rather. Still 2-1, now 3-1 as that runs it up and in and gives O'Brien a little chin music. The 3-1 to the Belmont Hill catcher is over there for strike 2 to fill the count. So Gonzalez not expecting the bunt on 2 strikes, backs up. The payoff pitch is reached for and popped into right field. Under it is Burke, and he's cut off by the center fielder, Keonixon, coming behind him. I don't know if they heard each other, but Keonixon did make the catch. And there's 1 down here in the top of the second. That's an F8 if you're scoring at home. And that'll bring up Patrick Walsh, the first baseman. Walsh, the big right-hander, standing in against the right-hander, Meyer. Meyer, of course, he's Stanford commit. Misses down low for ball 1. First pitch strikes have been a challenge for Meyer. This is a sky-high pop up to short. Lucido dancing around, eventually makes the catch for out number 2. So 4 in a row retired by Meyer. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Benetacino, who's going down to the first base coach's box to talk to head coach Mike Grant. Meyer with a full windup and a good curveball drops off the table for strike 1. That's the best curveball I think Meyer's had through these first 2 innings. Runs up and in with the 2-seamer, and it evens the count at 1. That misses low, 2-1. Fastball misses low, 3-1. Meyer is really trying to work the lower. In the first inning, he was trying to work away to the left-handers. Now he's trying to work low to the right-handers. 3-1. They're not biting, but Tessino went after that one and came up empty. So another full count. The payoff pitch. Breaking ball at the knees for strike 3. So another inning-ending strikeout for Meyer. He's set down 3 through the first 2 innings. And after 1.5, still no score. This is NEPSAC Baseball on LSP. NEPSAC Baseball on LSP is brought to you by Lawrence Academy in Groton, Mass. Considering an independent high school, log on to lawrenceacademy.info for complete information on their programs, and be sure to tour their beautiful campus with the newly renovated Stone Athletic Center. Well, the first 2 innings have been a little more taxed for Meyer than the first inning was for McOsker. We'll see what the middle third of the order has to say about that here in the bottom of the second with Tyler Gonzalez, Jordan Keonixon, and Ben Croteau due up. Tyler Gonzalez, the son of former major leaguer Alex Gonzalez, committed to Stetson. He's coming back from shoulder injury that he suffered before this season. And he's off to a good start in limited action. 4 games, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 2 RBIs, a .636 average. He takes upstairs for ball 1. He's got an on-base percentage of .714, slugging .1714. Eat your heart out, Bonds. 1-0 the count to Tyler, and he laces this one into right field for a base hit. Great job of going the other way by the son of the former major leaguer. So Gonzalez has the first hit of the ball game for the Spartans, and that brings up the West Point commit Jordan Keonixson, the center fielder. Now I mentioned, as they'll throw over to first and Gonzalez is back standing, I mentioned the first LA baseball broadcast we did this year, how Tyler's committed to Stetson, and Jacob deGrom, as that misses inside ball 1. Jacob deGrom, the reigning Cy Young winner in the National League, went to Stetson and started as an infielder. So there's hope yet for Tyler to win a Cy Young award. Foul tipped into the mitt of O'Brien, and that evens the count at 1. Keonixson, those of you wondering the spelling at home, it's Kjoniksen. Swung over the top of that one, and it's 1-2. Keonixson and then Croteau, and barring a double play, Burke. Throw back over to first, and Gonzalez is back standing. Keonixson entering play, leading the team in batting average among qualifiers at .409, 1 double, 2 triples, and 6 RBIs. He swings and misses at a low fastball, and that'll be out number 1. First strikeout for McCosker, and that brings up Ben Croteau, the catcher. Croteau gets a bunt down the third base line. It's beautifully placed, and it's bobbled by the third baseman, Ticino, but he gets the out anyway at first. Boy, that had all the makings of a bunt single for Croteau. Croteau, who entered play, batting .182, trying to get on base any way he could. And that, like I said, that had all the makings of a bunt single. It was placed perfectly. The third baseman bobbled it, but he threw out Croteau anyway. So runner at second, 2 down, and that skips down and in to the right fielder, Evan Burke, for ball 1. Burke batting an even .300 with 5 RBIs on the season, and number 6 standing in scoring position. That runs inside, 2-0. McCosker looks at second, comes home with it, and tails a 2-seam fastball to the outside corner for strike 1 to get back in the count at 2-1. Infield playing back here, outfield playing straight away, but the corner outfielders look to be playing a little close towards center field. A throw back to second, and Gonzalez just barely got back there. So 2-1 the count again. Gonzalez obviously has McCosker's attention. Burke looking to drive home Gonzalez for the first run of the ball game. curveball came over the plate for strike 2. Might have given up on that one a little early. Looked like that came over the heart of the plate and could have stroked it the other way. 2-2. That's fouled off. Gonzalez at second after the leadoff single and the sac bunt. And that runs inside, full count. Payoff pitch, here it is. Fouled off. Too close to take as that ran inside. Three and two, 2 out, no score, bottom of the second, runner in scoring position for the Spartans. And that runs inside, and that time Burke was able to lay off. So that makes it first and second. 2 out for Jared Lucido, the shortstop. So a single and a walk here in the bottom of the second. Lucido entering play at 2:27. Grounds is one to the right side, fielded by the second baseman. Hadley shovels over to McNamara for the out that retires the side. After 2 complete, no score between Belmont Hill and LA. This is NEPSAC Baseball on LSP. You can follow LSP on the web at localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring LSP37, Snapchat LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. So 9-1-2 due up for Belmont Hill here in the top of the third. Peckler, Bailey, and McNamara. Gabe Peckler, the right fielder, will lead things off. Left-handed batting right fielder against the right-handed throwing pitcher, Max Meyer, who has 3 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. And this is fouled off for strike 1. After getting 15 of his 16 outs by way of the K his last time out. That was against Middlesex in a 3-1 loss to the Zebras. Upstairs for ball 1 to even the count. The thing about Middlesex is that they're not exactly a team that you think is going to threaten for the ISL title. They're 3-2 in league play and 3-4 overall. So that was a tough loss for LA to take in their quest for an ISL title. And remember, in spring sports, there is no ISL, there is no NEPSAC tournament. They're just playing for the league title. And the league title will be determined by who has the best league record at the end of the season. And right now, that is St. Sebastian's. Then again, they're usually at the top of the standings in almost every sport in the ISL. They are 10-1 overall and 6-1 in ISL play. Everybody looking up at the arrows right now. Belmont Hill, as I mentioned, 5-1, just one game back in the loss column. One game back in the win column, I should say. Tied in the loss column. LA can pull even in the standings with Belmont Hill in the ISL standings, as that's a walk to lead off the inning. The second walk issued by Myers to the number 9 hitter Peckler. Life turns over for Jalen Bailey, struck out looking to begin the ball game. But like I was saying, LA can tie Belmont Hill in the standings as Bailey tries to lay down a sac bunt and fouls it off, strike one. Try this again. LA can tie Belmont Hill in the standings at 5-2 if they get a win here. That would put them in a tie for third, though. That would basically cut Belmont Hill down to LA's level in the standings, and they would have. Here's another bunt attempt. It's fielded by Meyer, only plays to first. And there's one down. The sacrifice is successful. It goes 1-3 rather. And the first run of the game for Belmont Hill now stands in scoring position. It'll be Richard McNamara, who got the first hit of the ball game with a single his first time up in the first due up. Sack goes 1-3. McNamara. Thayer. Excuse me, that's the girls across standings, my mistake. As this is pop foul for strike one. Cloud cover increases. Roxbury Latin would jump to second if LA were to beat Belmont Hill, and then Belmont Hill and LA would be tied for third at 5-2. 1-1 the count to McNamara. Peckler at second after the walk and the sack bunt. No score here in the top of the third. 2-1. Looked like a slider or cutter there from Meyer on that last pitch. Buried it down and away, but McNamara was not biting. Foul tipped into the mitt. He's gotten the fastball by some batters for a couple of his strikeouts today, has Meyer. One on the curveball. This is popped up into center field. In comes Keonikson, and he makes the catch. And holding at second is Peckler. He's kind of nonchalantly taking a step off of second after Keonikson made that catch. You don't want to get doubled off like that. Gets back to the bag. 2 down, runner at second for the number 3 hitter, Evan Slight, who walked his first time up in the first. That runs inside and nearly hits Slight. There's been a little bit of chin music, close shaves, whatever metaphor you want to use, by Meyer. And, you know, it's obviously not intentional, but it's just the control hasn't been there 100% for Meyer today. This is laced into center field. Keonikson coming on. It drops for a base hit. Being waved around third is Peckler. He will score, and Belmont Hill is out to a 1-0 lead. So Evan Slight picks up the RBI. And now the cleanup hitter and pitcher, Jake McOsker, will try to keep the line moving. Flew out to left his first time up. Good secondary lead by the runner at first, Slight, and they get the out at second. Wow, that was hit hard in the pitcher McOsker hit it hard, and Slight with a big secondary lead and a running start after the pitch was thrown, but it was hit hard enough that the shortstop, Lucido, could feed Broderick so quickly to get the force of Slight. After 2.5, Belmont Hill 1, LA nothing. This is NEPSAC Baseball on LSP. The LSP store is now open. Get yourself a DVD copy of this or any past LSP video broadcast or one of several different designs of stickers or shirts, including the LSP hoodie and the Never Concede Collection. Visit localsportsproductions.com/store after the game to place your order. So like Belmont Hill before them, LA will have 9-1 and 2 due up here in the bottom of the third. Jack McLaughlin, the freshman, will lead things off. The first baseman. McLaughlin batting 167 this season, and he takes outside for ball one. 167 with 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. And he loops this one into shallow center and in for a base hit. 167 average be damned. He's on to lead off the bottom of the third. So the lineup turns over for Tim Laporcio. And it's hit number 2 of the ball game for the Spartans. Laporcio grounded out to the pitcher his first time up, and he fouls this one off for strike 1. McLaughlin at first, scampers back. McLaughlin is 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts this season. Getting a bunt down is Laporcio, but it's foul to make it 0-2. Laporcio's got wheels. He's 4 of 6 in stolen base attempts this season. So, you know, he's not just looking to lay down a sacrifice with that bunt. He wants to reach. 1-2 the count. Looked like a breaking ball that didn't break, slipped out of his hand early, and it's 2-2. So from 0-2 to 2-2, Laporcio, even in the count. Looking to tie this game, but he swings and misses for strike 3. The throw back to first by the catcher O'Brien, nearly out of play, but snagged by the first baseman Walsh. So 1 out on the second strikeout of the game for McOsker. And that'll bring up James Broderick, the second baseman, who flew out to center his first time up in the first. Tying run at first for the Spartans. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Down and away, skips away from the catcher O'Brien and up to second on the wild pitch. Goes McLaughlin. So 1-0, and that's a free move into scoring position for McLaughlin. That's reached for and fouled off to even the count at 1. Workload hasn't been as heavy for McCosker as it has been for Meyer. Breaking ball misses down and away, 2-1. Really made Broderick think about it. Chop foul at the dish, and that evens the count at 2. Leadoff single by Jack McLaughlin. Strikeout by Laporcio. And a wild pitch put McLaughlin at second. Another 2-2 count. Let's see what McCosker can do here. He laces this one into left field, and that is going to get down for a base hit. Being waved around third is McLaughlin after having to hesitate because of the uncertainty if that would be caught by the left fielder Bailey, but it dropped. He got home safely, and up to second on the play goes Broderick, and we are tied at 1. So it's a single and advance on throw for Broderick. McLaughlin comes home on Broderick's RBI. And that puts the go-ahead run in scoring position for Max Meyer. McCosker bluffs the throw back to second. For Broderick, that's his 4th RBI of the season. And the team leader in RBIs in the box right now. That is low for ball 1 to Meyer. Tied at 1. Meyer wanted time, didn't get it, and now laces this one into center field, and that is going to roll all the way to the wall. Coming around third to score is Broderick. On his way to second, it's a ground rule double for Max Meyer, and LA takes the lead at 2-1. RBI number 9 of the season for Max Meyer. Looks like Stanford's got their own Madison Bumgarner on their hands next year. Still only 1 out in the inning for the cleanup hitter, Tyler Gonzalez. 1 for 1 with a single. Strike on the outside corner with the 2-seamer. Boy, he can just live there if he's going to spot it there and get that call. 0-2. LA Bears are going to have to adjust. Gonzalez with an opportunity for his 3rd RBI of the season, standing at second base. He checks his swing. He went around on the curveball, says the home plate umpire, and that is out number 2. Strikeout number 3 and 2nd of the inning for McCosker, and that brings up Jordan Keonixson. Keonixson struck out swinging his first time up in the 2nd. We're going to make this a 3-run inning right here. He fouls this one off to the right and out of play. to make it 0-1. Leadoff single by McLaughlin got to second on a wild pitch and was brought home by Broderick. And Broderick scored on the ground rule double by Meyer. Throw back to second, and they got Meyer. So the pickoff of Meyer ends the inning. Could have been worse, but LA does claim the lead on 2 runs on 3 hits and leave the bases empty. After 3 complete, LA 2, Belmont Hill 1. This is NEPSAC Baseball on LSP. LSP's next broadcast is tomorrow afternoon at 3:55 p.m. when the Greater Lowell Griffins host the Shawsheen Rams in NEPSAC baseball action. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live. Then MIAA baseball action, I should say. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live. Then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel or buy DVD of the game at the LSP store. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Belmont Hill here in the top of the 4th. John Hadley, Michael O'Brien, and Patrick Walsh. Second baseman Hadley to lead things off. He struck out swinging to end the threat in the top of the 1st. And that fastball's on the outside corner for strike 1. This is into left field. On his horse is Laporcio. That is going all the way to the wall. It skips in front of the fence. And on his way to second with a leadoff double is John Hadley. First extra base hit of the ball game for Belmont Hill, and their 3rd hit overall. Inside corner for strike 1 to Michael O'Brien, who flew out to center his first time up leading off the 2nd. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 2 left for LA. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 3 left for for Belmont Hill as the count evens at 1-1. Tying run at second for Belmont Hill. The pitch. This is chopped to the left side. Deep in the hole sliding is Lucido. He'll eat it. Infield single. 1st and 3rd. Nobody out. So the 3rd baseman, Gonzalez, creeps in to freeze the Runner at third in case of a hot shot. That is high for ball one with a fastball to Patrick Walsh, who popped up to short his first time up in the second as part of that 1-2-3 top of the second. Each pitcher's thrown 1-1-2-3 inning. McCosker in the first, Meyer in the second. Runner bluffs off of first, and the pitch nearly skipped away from the catcher Croteau, but he corralled it and prevented the advance by the runners. 2-0, hitters count, tying run 90 feet away here in the top of the fourth. Swing and a miss, blew him away with a fastball there, and it is 2-1. Hadley at third, O'Brien at second, a ringing double to the left and an infield single. 3-1. I hate to say this, but you'd almost rather have the bases loaded in this situation. You'd have the number 8 hitter Tessino due up, and a ground ball could give you a shot at a double play, including the runner at home, and that's exactly what's going to happen, as the bases are now loaded on the 5-pitch walk by Meyer. That is walk number 3 issued through by Meyer in 3+ innings. Bases loaded, nobody out for the number 8 hitter Bennett Tessino, who struck out looking to end the second his first time up. Home plate umpire goes out to break up the meeting on the mound. And here's Bennett Tessino, wants to shut me up for talking about the strategy of hoping to get him to ground to the double play. Corner infielders are in, middle infielders are playing back. The two-seam fastball curveball combo does not really induce a lot of ground balls. I mean, the two-seamer does kind of act as a sinker, as that's swung on a miss for strike one, but doesn't have as much depth. More of a run towards the hand side of the pitcher. So that's swung on and missed, 0-2, and now time is called. Strikeout would be big here too. That would make 1 out, and then a ground ball could just get you out of it with nothing inflicted. Tessino needs to extend this at bat. Down 0-2 with the bases loaded, nobody out. This is high, ball 1. Got him looking high. It might do curveball in the dirt here. Meyer delivers. And that was a swing and a miss. And it popped out of the glove of the catcher, Croteau, but he tagged Tessino, and that is a big out, number 1. Tessino goes down on strikes for the second time. 1 down for the number 9 hitter, Gabe Peckler. Peckler led off last inning with a walk and then came around to score. And he comes up empty at a fastball there for strike 1. Fastball's really been the best weapon for Meyer this game. He's been able to blow it past batters when he really needs to. Can't catch the outside corner there, and it's 1-1. This is popped up into foul territory, but that's going to get out of play as Gonzalez watches it go into the bleachers. 1-2 the count to Peckler. The tying run at third, the go-ahead run at second. Belmont Hill, the bases loaded, nobody out, then a big strikeout of Tessino. And now a 1-2 count to Gabe Peckler. Reached for and fouled off. The leadoff hitter, Jalen Bailey, is on deck. The 1-2. Outside. 2-2. Peckler definitely thought about it, but he held up. The 2-2. High with a fastball, ball 3. Nowhere to put Peckler. Tying run at third. Here in this big ISL clash. Peckler's ready for the 3-2. Meyer delivers. Inside corner, strike 3 called. So now any out will do, as it brings up the leadoff hitter, Jalen Bailey. 0 for 1, struck out looking in the first, laid down a sacrifice in the third. Can Meyer escape a bases loaded, nobody out jam? Misses up and away, ball 1. Hadley at third, he doubled to lead off the inning. O'Brien singled him over to third. Walsh walked. Then back-to-back strikeouts, and now this has popped up into foul territory. But again, Gonzalez will watch it go out of play. 1-1 to Bailey. Five strikeouts for Meyer. Now Meyer steps off the rubber to reset with his catcher, Cruteau. This is grounded to the right side. Slow roller, or is it a foul ball, or is it in play? It's in play. Wait, no, hang on a second. The infield umpire said it was in play. The home plate umpire is saying it was fouled off at the dish. So the inning is not over yet. So Lawrence Academy may have to come back on the field here. Home plate umpire and the infield umpire conferring. Again, it was the home plate umpire who ruled it foul at the dish. Yep, it's a foul ball. I thought that was a foul ball too. Ruled it foul at the dish, so it's 1-2. Bailey gets a reprieve. So Meyer has to throw at least one more pitch. Chris Margraf looking for an explanation. Explanation is it was fouled off at the dish. That's what the home plate umpire said. So it's 1-2 the count. I have 1-2. I have 1-2. Okay. Yep. All right. So 1-2 the count. Can Bailey make the most of his second chance? He'll take high, ball 2. Pass ball inside corner. No, he reaches for it, grounds it to second, fielded there by Broderick, and getting out of the bases loaded, nobody out jam is Max Meyer. Got a lot to look forward to, Stanford. After 3.5, we're halfway home. Still, LA 2, Belmont Hill 1. This is NEPSAC Baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. So bottom of the fourth, and the Spartans looking for a little insurance after that escape job by Max Meyer, who loaded the bases with nobody out, and they got 2 strikeouts and a ground out to second. Kionixon takes outside ball 1, and that was the same pitch, the two-seam fastball on the outside corner to righties that McCosker was living with for a while. Tries to go down and in and misses 2-0. McCosker shouldn't feel like he has to do too much after the offense failed to tie the game last half inning, but he's overthrowing it a bit on these last 2 pitches, and he's behind 3-0 to Kionixon, who struck out swinging his first time up in the second. That's the pitch he wants, 3-1. And that's outside for ball 4. He walked him. Second walk issued by McCosker. And that'll bring up Ben Croteau. Laid down a sac bunt his first time up in the second. Throw back to first, and back diving is Kionixon. Two runs, 4 hits, no errors, 2 left. Croteau tries to get another bunt down, but fouls it over towards the LA bench for strike 1. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 2 left for LA. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, 6 left for Belmont Hill. Throw back to first, and back safely is Kionixon again. Croteau offers at it. Throw back to first. Back safely is Kionixon. 0-2. Kionixon 2 for 4 in stolen base attempts this year. Bunt is off, and it's blooped and caught by the third baseman, Ticino, for out number 1. So after a little bit of an eventful plate appearance there, Croteau is retired. That'll bring up Evan Burke, who walked his first time up. There it is again, two-seamer on the outside corner. 0-1. Burke looking down to Coach Margraf in the third base coach's box. Conexon inches off of first, and a throw back to first, and he's back standing. And Burke fouls this one off the other way to make it 0-2. Leadoff walk by Conexon, then a pop-up to third by Croteau after he tried to lay down a couple of bunts, and a big swing and a miss. And good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Evan Burke. 2 down, as that is strikeout number 4 for McOsker, all swinging. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Jared Lucido, grounded into a fielder's choice to end the second his first time up. And I'll throw back over to first, and Conexon is really going to rack up the laundry bill. Up and away, 1-0. Ball gets away on the return throw to McOsker, but his infielder's there to back him up. Looked like a slider there that came back over the plate, and it's 1-1. Johnson off of first, 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Breaking ball in there for a strike, throw down to second, and safe is Conexon. Kind of a delayed steal there. I think the slow speed of the pitch more than anything is what gave Conexon the steal there. 1-2. Check swing. He went around, says the home plate umpire. Throw down to first is in time to complete the strikeout. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. After 4 complete, it is still LA 2, Belmont Hill 1. This is NEPSAC Baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start just $100 per game. Also ask LSP about streaming your next gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, school play, meeting, or other event. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Top of the 5th here at Baker Baseball Field at Lawrence Academy in Groton, Mass. 2, 3, and 4 due up for Belmont Hill. Richard McNamara, Evan Slight, and Jake McOsker. Belmont Hill squandered a bases-loaded, nobody-out opportunity last inning. Here they are down 2-1, but that is a fair ball down the left field line, and this could be At least 2, maybe 3 for McNamara as he's on his way to second and will hold there with a leadoff double, the second straight inning with a leadoff double for Belmont Hill. That's McNamara's second hit. He's 2 for 3. Ground to first and whiffed on by the first baseman. Sorry, folks. Got all sick there. Whiffed on by the first baseman, McLaughlin, and in to score the tying run is McNamara. And we are tied at 2 on back-to-back pitches. I apologize for the belch, folks. I just had a little bit of a... the old Olay there did McLaughlin, as Matt Vaskurjan would say in MLB The Show. And now the third pitch of the inning is skied into right field. Boy, Belmont Hill just swing at the first pitch. 3 straight batters. This one is caught by the right fielder, Burke. And that's out number 1. We are tied at 2. McLaughlin really didn't have to go for it with one hand there when he was fielding that play at first base. Try to be a little too fancy, I think. So McOsker is 0 for 3. Slight is now 2 for 2. He's got both RBIs. And that is a strike dropped by the catcher, Cruteau, but back to first goes Slight. Action happening fast and furious here in the top of the 5th. We are tied at 2. Runner goes from first. The pitch is low. The throw down to second is not in time. It's a stolen base for Slight. And now the go-ahead run in scoring position for Belmont Hill. Of course, they had the go-ahead run in scoring position with nobody out last inning, and were unable to capitalize, but this time they get a double, a single, and a stolen base for Slight, and a 1-1 count for Hadley, who fouls this one off and out of play. One and 2 the count to Hadley. Swing and a miss at a curveball. 2 down. As that is strikeout number 6 for Meyer. And that'll bring up the catcher, Michael O'Brien, who's 1 for 2 with a single. And he chases one up and out of the zone for strike 1. Swing and a miss, kind of a flat-footed swing at a pitch up and away, and it's 0-2 to O'Brien. Going down to the third base coach's box to have a word with Mike Grant. Fouled off, and that knocked our camera a little bit. Obviously didn't break the camera, just kind of put it a little bit out of position. That work, I'll have to do. 0-2 the count to O'Brien. That sails high, 1-2. Swing and a miss, and it gets away from the catcher, and the ball goes out of play. What? Wow. Hang on a second. Or I thought, okay, I thought the ball just popped out of the mitt of Croteau, but the home plate umpire is saying that Croteau did secure the catch and then threw the ball out of play. It happened so fast that I don't know what to believe, but the side is retired, but Belmont Hill does tie the game, and after 4.5, it is Belmont Hill 2, LA 2. This is NEPSAC Baseball on LSP. Wow, never seen that before. NEPSAC Baseball on LSP is brought to you by Lawrence Academy in Groton, Mass. Considering an independent high school, log on to lawrenceacademy.info for complete information on their programs, and be sure to tour their beautiful campus with the newly renovated Stone Athletic Center. Bottom of the fifth, and the first pitch of the inning is strike one to Jack McLaughlin. McLaughlin singled and scored the first run of the game for the Spartans in the bottom of the third. He comes up empty at that one, and it's 0-2. He loops this one into shallow left, and it's down for a base hit. So entering play, he was batting 167. Now he's 2 for 2. So the lineup turns over for Tim Laporcio. 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. He gets the bunt down the third base line, but it's foul for strike one. Throw back to first, and McLaughlin is back standing. Throw back to first. They may have him. No, he's safe. 1-1. 2-1 the count to Laporcio. Trying to race his 0 for 2. At the very least, put the go-ahead run in scoring position, but he comes up empty, and it's 2 and 2. 2 and 2, not 0 and 2. With James Broderick on deck. And he gets blown away with a fastball for strike 3. Laporcio goes down on strikes for the second time. 6 strikeouts now for McOsker. And that'll bring up James Broderick. 1 for 2, scored what was then the go-ahead run in the third. And he takes on the outside corner, strike 1. Breaking ball high, but called a strike, high in the zone. 0 and 2 to Broderick. And I think after his team tied it up, I think McOsker's pitching more with a purpose here, as that slider misses way outside for ball 1, 1 and 2. Swing and a miss. Another high one. 7 strikeouts for McOsker, all swinging. 2 down for Max Meyer. Has the biggest hit in this ball game as far as the Spartans are concerned. The double that tied the game, that gave LA the lead rather in the bottom of the third, then was picked off to end the third as that misses down and away for ball 1. McLaughlin's still at first after the leadoff single. In the top of the 6th, the visitors from Belmont Hill are going to have the bottom third of the order. Patrick Walsh, Bennett Tessino, and Gabe Peckler, as that's in there for strike 1, 1 and 1. I think there's some more anger behind these pitches from McOsker as he wants to get his team back in the batter's box as quickly as possible to try and take the lead. Pitch is swung on and missed. Throw down to second. Oh, they have him dead to rights. McLaughlin is caught stealing, and that ends the inning. After 5 complete, still Belmont Hill, Belmont Hill 2, LA 2. This is NEPSAC Baseball on LSP. You can follow LSP on the web at localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring LSP37, Snapchat LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. That was the second inning-ending caught stealing or pickoff for the Spartans. And now with the bottom third of the order due up here in the top of the 6th, it's a chance for Belmont Hill to reclaim the lead. They led 1-0 after 2.5. Fell behind 2-1 when LA got 2 runs in the bottom of the third. And Belmont Hill, the bases loaded, nobody out in the top of the 4th, and then Max Meyer struck out Bennett Tessino and Gabe Peckler, and then got Jalen Bailey to ground out to second. Everything was coming up roses for LA, but then in the top of the 5th, some first pitch swinging action by Richard McNamara and Evan Slight plated the tying run for Belmont Hill. And here we are, 2-2, top of the 6th, Patrick Walsh to lead things off. Walsh is 0 for 1 with a pop-up to short and a walk. Max Meyer, the Stanford commit, will be wearing the classic pullovers next year, as this is backhanded by the third baseman Gonzalez, but it glances off his glove and into foul territory, and that is a leadoff single for Walsh. So that'll bring up Tessino. Struck out twice today. He's going to square, pulls back, it's a strike. And Croteau couldn't get the throw down to first off. 0-1 to Tessino. Tessino squares again, pops it up, and it is caught by the pitcher, Meyer. So Tessino 0 for 3. And that'll bring up Gabe Peckler, the right fielder. Peckler walked and scored in the third and struck out looking in the fourth. Leadoff hitter Jalen Bailey on deck. And this is skied into left center field, and this will be down for extra bases. Being waved around third is Walsh. No, he's going to be held there as the outfielders get it back. So the go-ahead run now 90 feet away on the one-out double by Gabe Peckler. Walsh had to hold up because both the left fielder Laporcio and the center fielder Keonixon had a beat on it, but then it carried on him. So second and third, one out. Bailey at the plate, he's 0 for 2 with a sac bunt. Infield comes in with the runners at second and third and less than 2 out. And this is grounded, knocked down by Gonzalez, looks the runner back, throws to first in time. One pitch and one very big out. And there are 2 down in the inning. And Bailey is now 0 for 3, and Gonzalez redeems himself for that mistake leading off the inning. Here is Richard McNamara, 2 for 3 with a single, a double, and a run scored. His run was the tying run in the top of the 5th, and now Meyer will step off. Second and third, 2 out. Another big jam that Meyer finds himself in. And this is skied into left field. Laporcio going back, and he will not make the catch. 2 runs are going to score. On his way to second is McNamara. It's a 2-run double, and Belmont Hill reclaims the lead at 4-2. McNamara's second double of the game. First pitch swinging has been the modus operandi for this rally by the Belmont Hill Sextants, as that skips away from Croteau, but he corrals it quickly, and it's 1-0. Evan Slight has reached base all 3 times, 2 for 2, walk and 2 singles. Also has 2 RBIs to his credit. Looking to make it 3 here, as he's got McNamara in scoring position. He swings and misses, and it's 1-1. In the bottom of the 6th, the Spartans are going to have the right players up for the job to try and get back in this game. Meyer, Gonzalez, and Keonixon, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Wow. 2-seam fastball looked to be outside, but it's 1-2. Slight looking to make it a 3-run game with a base hit here. That sails high and away, 2-2. So McNamara 3 for 4 with a run scored, and 2 RBIs. Slight thus far 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. He swings and misses, and it was actually foul tipped in the mitt for strike 3. But the damage has been done. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. After 5.5, it is Belmont Hill 4, LA 2. This is NEPSAC Baseball on LSP. The LSP store is now open. Get yourself a DVD copy of this or any past LSP video broadcast, or one of several different designs of stickers or shirts, including the LSP hoodie and the Never Concede Collection. Visit localsportsproductions.com/store after the game to place your order. Let's see what else we got going on in NEPSAC and MIA baseball and other sports action. Let's see. St. Peter Marion leading Doherty 9-3. Proctor trailing Kimball Union 6-3 at the half in girls lacrosse. St. Sebastian's up 10-9 on Middlesex with 2 minutes left in boys lacrosse. Mount Greylock boys lacrosse leading Northampton 9-1 at the half. St. Mary's Lynn beats Cardinal Spellman 18-6 in girls lacrosse. Ashland leading Holliston 7-5 after 5 in softball. And Masco leading Manchester Essex 10-4 in boys lacrosse. Bottom of the 6th, Max Meyer to lead things off. Trying to will his team back into this one, and a slider catches the outside corner for strike 1 as Meyer winces at that call. Meyer is 1 for 2 with a double. RBI double at that, but was picked off. As that misses outside, 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Meyer to be followed by Gonzalez and Keonikson. And time is called by Meyer. Four runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 8 left for Belmont Hill. That last one was fouled off. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 3 left for LA. McCosker still out there for Belmont Hill. The 1-2. Laced up the middle, and it will be cut off by the second baseman, Hadley, on to first for the out. That looked destined to be a base hit up the middle, but Meyer is denied by the second baseman, Hadley. Meyer now 1 for 3, and that brings up Tyler Gonzalez, 1 for 2 with a single. And Tyler fouls that one off for strike 1. Infield back, outfield straight away for the cleanup hitter Gonzalez. Missed outside, 1-1. One and two, and that's the pitch that McOscar's been using to get ahead all game long, that two-seamer to the outside part of the plate to right-handed batters. He used it again to get Gonzalez to go swing and miss. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Gonzalez 1 for 3, and that brings up Keonixson, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. LA really needs to start protecting the outside part of the plate. Keonixson went after that one and came up empty. It was a little higher than the last couple of pitches to Gonzalez. 0-1 in the top of the 7th. It's the middle third of the order due up for Belmont Hill, McOscar, Hadley, and O'Brien. So we'll look for some insurance, assuming LA doesn't get a 2-out rally going here. Inside corner, 1 and 2, and once you start looking outside for that two-seamer, buries that slider down and in. 1 and 2 the count to Keonixson, trying to keep the line moving for Ben Croteau, who's on deck. McOscar delivers low with the breaking ball, 2 and 2. Swing and a miss. It pops out of the mitt of McOscar, and he'll throw down to first to complete the strikeout. Similar play to what we saw with Croteau, although that one he never actually caught. Just popped out of his mitt. Side is retired, 1-2-3. After 6 complete, Belmont Hill 4, LA 2. This is NEPSAC Baseball on LSP. LSP's next broadcast is tomorrow afternoon at 3:55 p.m. when the Greater Lowell Griffins host the Shawsheen Rams in MIAA baseball action. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel, or buy a DVD of the game at the LSP store. New pitcher for Lawrence Academy is Connor Casivio. The senior from Nahant, Mass. Tiniest little town in Massachusetts. Right on the very tip of Cape Ann. On the North Shore. So, Meyer will take over at first base. Seeing if there are any other subs. Doesn't look like it. McLaughlin. Ben. It's just Meyer to first and Casivio on the mound. Just Meyer at first and Casivio on the mound. That's the only change. Okay. All right, here we go to the top of the 7th. Middle third of the order due up for Belmont Hill, as I said. McOscar, Hadley, and O'Brien. So they look for a little insurance against the left-hander Casivio. Fastball misses down and away for ball 1. McCosker pitching well on the mound, but is 0 for 3 in the batter's box. That skips away, down and away, and it's 2-0. So McCosker in a good hitting count to try and get his first hit of the ball game against the new pitcher, Casivio. McLaughlin out of the lineup, and Meyer at first now, as that catches the outside corner. 2-1 to McCosker. Third baseman Gonzalez off the bag and in. And this is chopped up the middle, and it'll be cut off by the shortstop. Lucido on to first, and the throw goes out of play. That's going to be a single and an E6. First error of the game. And that'll bring up John Hadley, the second baseman. Hadley 1 for 3 with a double. Led off that inning where Meyer loaded the bases with nobody out and then got 3 in a row. In there for strike 1. Looked like initially that Meyer was anticipating a bunt, but probably not from the number 5 hitter. Though if my time with the Blue Sox is any indication, you know, there are some managers who will bunt with anyone in the lineup. Curveball misses up and away, ball 1. If it means getting the winning run into scoring position or getting him 90 feet away. Obviously wouldn't be a squeeze in this situation, but I've seen 3 and 4 hitters for the Blue Sox lay down bunts. Ross Curley comes to mind. There's a walk-off squeeze several years ago to win a playoff series with the Blue Sox. That was before we started broadcasting those games. Before the founding of LSP, when I was just doing PA for the Blue Sox. Breaking ball waited on and skied into center field, and this will be caught by the center fielder Keonix, and tagging from second, but then retreating is McCosker. And there's one down. That'll bring up the catcher, Michael O'Brien, who's 1 for 3 with a single, a fly out to center, and a strikeout. Big insurance run in scoring position after the infield single and error. Throw back to second offline by Casivio. It's picked out of the dirt by Broderick. Broderick backs off the bag. So does the shortstop, Lucido, and this is popped into foul territory and then out of play to make it 0-1. One in the first, 1 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth. That's the scoring for Belmont Hill. Both runs for LA coming in the third. Big secondary lead at second for McCosker as that misses down low, ball 1. McCosker was almost halfway to third base. Breaking ball lined into left center field, down for a base hit. McCosker being waved around third. He comes to the plate and scores. It's an RBI single for Michael O'Brien, and it is 5-2 Belmont Hill. O'Brien picks up his second hit of the ball game and first RBI. It's any saving grace for Casivio. He's technically one pitch away from getting out of this if he can roll one over. Here is Patrick Welsh. He skies this one into shallow center, and Kionickson calls off the shortstop, Lucido, for out number 2. So that'll bring up Bennett Tessino. 2 strikeouts and a pop-up to the pitcher on an attempted sac bunt. That's low for ball 1 with a curveball. On his way to second is O'Brien, and he's got a stolen bag. Another delayed steal by Belmont Hill. Their second stolen base of the game. This is grounded to short. Lucido's got it. On to first. And the inning is over. LA needs 3 to tie, 4 to win. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is Belmont Hill 5, LA 2. This is NEPSAC baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. So it'll be Jake McOsker to finish what he started, and he will deal with the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Ben Croteau, Evan Burke, and Jared Lucido. So Ben Croteau to lead things off, to be followed by Evan Burke and Jared Lucido. Spartans have been held to just 1 hit and 1 walk in the last 3 innings by McOsker. Croteau 0 for 1 with a sac bunt and a pop-up to third. He takes outside ball 1. That's down and away, 2-0. Croteau has been working exclusively from the stretch. That's fouled off, 2-1. That was a high one. If you let that go, it'd probably be 3-0. (5-2) our scores. Belmont Hill took the lead, tied it in the 5th, took the lead in the 6th, and got an insurance run in the 7th as that swung on and missed, 2-2. This is lined up the middle and through for a base hit. Croteau is now 1 for 2. So that'll move the tying run in the hole. Still got to get that'll put the tying run in the on-deck circle. My mistake. Got Croteau at first, Burke coming up, and Lucido on deck. Lucido would represent the tying run at this juncture. I think you're down too much with too few outs to play with to lay down a bunt here with Burke. And he is not squaring, and he takes down the pipe for strike one. Swing and a miss, blew a fastball right by him, and it's 0-2. With Croteau reaching, that leaves Lucido and Laporcio as the only players who have yet to reach base today for LA, as that's in the dirt for ball one. 9 strikeouts on the game. Make it 10. A perfect 10 for McOsker. 1 down. And all his strikeouts have been swinging, too. That'll bring up Jared Lucido, looking to get on base for the first time. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth. Both times he was the last out of the inning. That curveball misses down and in. Ball one. This is grounded to second. Is it hit too slowly to get 2 to the shortstop for 1? On to first, double play. They got it. And Belmont Hill improves to 7-2 and 6-1 in ISL play in a great matchup. LA falls to 5-3 and 4-3 in ISL play. A 4-6-3 double play to end it. The game took 1 hour and 56 minutes. As I said, the game took 1 hour 56 minutes. Winning pitcher with the complete game effort is Jake McOsker. The losing pitcher in 6 innings is Max Meyer. Final totals for Belmont Hill: 5 runs on 11 hits. No errors, and 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 left. And for LA, it's 2 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and 3 left. Our players of the game: the complete game 10 strikeout effort by Jake McOsker, as well as Evan Slight going 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, and Richard McNamara going 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and a run, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, 2 doubles, an RBI, and a run scored. My mistake. So we expected a competitive game, and we certainly got it, but LA disappointed, taking a 2-1 lead in the 5th. Max Meyer worked his way out of a couple of tight jams and was unable to seal the deal, and Belmont Hill gets a win and stays at X-1, keeping pace with St. Sebastian's. So with that said, this has been a presentation of local sports production serving Greater Boston student athletes since 2011. Copyright 2019, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of local sports productions is strictly prohibited. NEPSAC Baseball on LSP has been brought to you by Lawrence Academy in Groton, Mass. Considering an independent high school, log on to lawrenceacademy.info for complete information on their programs, and be sure to tour their beautiful campus with the newly renovated Stone Athletic Center. LSP's next broadcast tomorrow afternoon at 3:55 p.m. when the Greater Lowell Griffins host the Shawsheen Rams. How many times have we said that since we've been doing Greater Lowell games in MIAA baseball action? Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel, or buy a DVD of the game at the LSP store. And be sure to follow LSP on the web, localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring LSP37, Snapchat LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. Once again, the final score from Baker Baseball Field at Lawrence Academy in Groton, Mass. It is Belmont Hill 5 and the Lawrence Academy Spartans 2. My name is Sam Feely, reminding you freelance isn't free. Thanks for tuning in.